in the blink of an eye, more than 20 days passed. On this day, thousands of miles outside of Heavenly Fate City, two figures of a man and a woman appeared. The man was stalwart, and the woman was dressed in black robes. Naturally it was Xianxia and Xianxia, two people. After coming out of Flowing Flame Sand Field, Xianxia broke into the void with Flying Shark Battle Shuttle again. Unfortunately, although the distance of the teleportation did not change this time, the position was not satisfactory, which caused the two to return a few more days late compared to when they left before. Anyway, it doesn't matter, since the Emperor Garden is still not open, and there was no need to rush at this time. But Xianxia suddenly figured out one more thing. That is why the Emperor Garden floats above Dragon Cave Mountain, allowing Dragon Cave Mountain and Heavenly Fate City to be near the water. It was not accidental, nor was Dragon Cave Mountain as lucky, but because Xianxia was in Dragon Cave Mountain and at that time. The Emperor Garden is not only the Great Emperor's courtyard, but also the place which Star Emperor's body is currently sleeping. Naturally, both the Star Emperor body and Xianxia is inextricably linked. It is not difficult to explain why it will float directly above Dragon Cave Mountain. Of course, this was only Xianxia's conjecture, and he didn't go to Xianxia to confirm it, but it should be true. At this moment, Xianxia seemed to look up and suddenly found that the colorful light in the sky in front of him flickered faintly, and there seemed to be strong energy fluctuations. Xianxia's figure stopped, and stared in astonishment. At a glance, her face soon became gloomy. Looking at the situation over there, it seemed that there was a fight, and the fight was actually near Dragon Cave Mountain. Could it be that since Xianxia and Xianxia had left for more than a month, then someone rushed to Dragon Cave Mountain to find trouble? Thinking of this, Xianxia's spiritual mind moved, and utilized the star shuttle to rush over there at full speed. Xianxia naturally followed closely. As Xianxia had expected, Dragon Cave Mountain was indeed being besieged, and the leader was the Xie family, who had many grudges with Xianxia. Because of Lu Yi's stay in Xie's house, Xianxia has been plagued by many things recently. So he haven't spared time to deal with the grievances with Xie's family. But even if he doesn't want to, the other party actually made the move first. At this moment, in front of the Dragon Cave Mountain's protective formation array, a middle-aged man wearing a purple robe, with a gloomy look and powerful eyes, his hands on his back, staring at the shining light in the Dragon Cave Mountain formation array, and his heart is full of anger. Xie Li, the strongest person in the Xie family, now has the cultivation level of second-order void return stage. He also held a good position in the Shadow Moon Hall, but for this action, he did not hesitate to leave the Shadow Moon Hall, and wanted to avenge the dead Xie Hongwen. It is no secret that Xie Hongwen died in Xianxia's hands, although no one has revealed it. But before Xie Hongwen went deep into Flowing Flame Sand Field, a secret technique was once planted on his body, and Xianxia killed him without knowing about it, and the secret technique had been transferred to him. Afterwards, the Xie's family only needs to investigate a little to confirm who the murderer is. It's a pity that Xianxia has a backing of Qian Tong, so Xie Li could only hide like a rat, and can only wait for the opportunity. The opportunity came soon. Last time Qian Tong disappeared, he naturally wanted to avenge Xie Hongwen, so he secretly instructed the subordinates in Heavenly Fate City to swallow the Saint Crystal of Dragon Cave Mountain. Detain the cultivators over there in an attempt to induce Xianxia. This strategy was very successful and flawless, but who knew that Xianxia was astonishing? He single-handedly rushed to Heavenly Fate City and killed the void return stage of the Xie family in public. Then Fei Ji2 intervened and let Xianxia leave calmly. After that, Qian Tong, his backer, returned safely, and Xie Li was naturally unwilling to give up. But what he didn't expect was that Qian Tong let out a word, saying that the Xie family and Dragon Cave Mountain's grievances, Shadow Moon Hall would not intervene, which made Xie Li overjoyed, but he was also extremely vigilant. Thinking that Qian Tong old man retreat was to lead the snake out of the hole. However, after inquiring about it, it was learned that Xianxia himself made the request, and Qian Tong just cooperated with him. Looking for dead Li was overjoyed. Without the backing of Qiantong and the support of Shadow Moon Hall, how could a mere Dragon Cave Mountain withstand the indiscriminate bombing by the disciples of the Xie family? As far as he knows, there are only 2 Void Return stage cultivators in Dragon Cave Mountain, and they are just those who have just broken through the first level of Void Return stage within a few years. Even once, Li couldn't wait to rush to Dragon Cave Mountain in person, wanting to kill Yang Kai to avenge Xie Hongwen, but after seeing the great formation of Dragon Cave Mountain that protects the mountain, Li knew that he had underestimated this place. He actually couldn't see the slightest flaw in the protective formation. He sent his people into it many times but they couldn't get in. On the contrary, they suffered a lot and almost suffered casualties. Originally, Xie, who was planning to invite the Kai family and Du family who are proficient in formation method to break the formation array in Dragon Cave Mountain, but what he didn't expect was that the 2 clan heads of the Kai and Du family refused his invitation and would send them away. All previous remunerations have been refunded. After inquiring about it, Xie knew that Yang Kai had saved the lives of Kai He from the Kai family and Du Cece from the Du family. They heard that someone wanted to deal with Dragon Cave Mountain. The 2 naturally tried their best to hinder them. As the rising stars of the family, they somewhat have the right to speak. Under the interference of the 2, the Kai family and the Du family refused Xie's invitation, and he was greatly annoyed. Fortunately, the road to heaven is inexhaustible. Dragon Cave Mountain self-reliance on the defensive formation array unexpectedly did not put the cultivators of the world in the eyes, and acted wildly. First defended the Sea Heart sect of Limitless Ocean Force, and then offended the 10,000 Beast Mountain and Demon Blood Temple sect. In addition of Flowing Cloud Valley, who stayed in Xie's family house. Hearing what Lu Yi, the young master of Flowing Cloud Valley, said, he and Yang Kai were incompatible with each other, and the grievances were deep. With the combination of several parties, Li's confidence increased. The Dragon Cave Mountain must die this time without a place to be buried. He immediately ordered the elites of the Xie family and declared that he left the Shadow Moon Hall and began to attack Dragon Cave Mountain. There are more than 30 masters of Void Return stage gathered this time, although there is no such a strong person of 3rd order Void Return stage, and the 10,000 Beast Mountain and the Demon Blood sect did not blatantly cooperate, only secretly sent some people to help. Li was still satisfied. In any case, it is certain that there are no masters in Dragon Cave Mountain. What they rely on is only the shelter of the mountain's formation protection. As long as the formation is blasted through, the people inside will be killed by themselves. As soon as the thought of Yang Kai kneeling in front of him begging for mercy, Li felt relieved physically and mentally. The saddest thing in the world is nothing more than a white-haired person sending a black-haired person away. When he learned that Xie Hongwen died in Flowing Flame Sandfield, God knew how sad he was. It was found out that Yang Kai was the murderer. In the past few years, Li remembered about his son and cannot be at ease. He was sleepless, and had no intention of cultivating. Yang Kai had almost become his demon. Although he is not young, Li's violent temper has not changed a bit over the years. The vengeance of killing his children must be paid, but the wealth of Dragon Cave Mountain must also be taken away. In the past few years, the astonishing background that Dragon Cave Mountain has displayed is extremely tempting. The materials purchased from the Shadow Moon Hall alone amount to hundreds of millions of saint crystals. Li even wondered if the Dragon Cave Mountain is rich because of saint crystal veins under it. Otherwise, how could they have so many saint crystals? Moreover, if the attack on Dragon Cave Mountain is successful this time, the Xie family will have the greatest benefit. The 10,000 Beast Mountain and the Demon Blood Temple have already spoken out. They don't ask for anything else, only what Yang Kai possesses. As for who owns that piece of profound gold, the 2 of them will discuss carefully, and Xie family will not bother. With such good conditions, Xie naturally agreed. And Flowing Cloud Valley convenient conditions were even more strange. The young master Lu Yi of Flowing Cloud Valley actually only wanted Yang Kai's corpse, and nothing else. What can a corpse of a Saint King realm cultivator do? Although Xie Li didn't understand it, it wasn't easy to get to the bottom of it. It is Lu Yi who is worthy of vigilance. Every time he sees this young man, Xie Li always feels a little uneasy, as if he is not facing a junior of the Saint King realm, but facing a man with hidden fangs. What makes Xie Li feel even more strange is that Lu Yi's subordinates actually gathered more than a dozen Void Return stage. Although they are all at the First Order Void Return stage, Flowing Cloud Valley is only a small force, and there are not so many Void Return stage. Those Void Return stage cultivators also gave him the same feeling. Xie Li accidentally ran into a few of them talking with Lu Yi. Those Void Return stage were respectful when they faced Lu Yi, and their expressions were not only in awe. There is also fear, as if a slave is facing the master who controls their own life, with extreme panic. All sorts of distracting thoughts flashed in his mind. Xie Li slowly shook his head, no longer thinking about it, issued an order in his mouth, instructing the people gathered together to bombard a certain place of the Dragon Cave Mountain guarding formation. Since it is impossible to invite an outstanding formation or an expert to come help, then only crude methods can be used. He believes that there will be a moment when this big formation will be broken. And this approach made Xie Li more satisfied. He wanted to see when this great formation was broken. Dragon Cave Mountain was exposed in front of his eyes, and crushed and ravaged by him. It has been 2 days since the attack was launched. In these 2 days, more than 30 Void Return stage were exhausted and panting, not to mention those Saint Kings who consumed countless Saint Crystals and pills. They are all used to supplement the Saint Chi. This mountain protection formation was much stronger than Xie Li had imagined. After 2 days of fierce assault, it only lightened the color of the light barrier a bit, and did not reach the level of breaking it. And in Dragon Cave Mountain, there was no counterattack, as if all the people inside were dead. All kinds of artifacts of different shapes bloomed with colorful light, and their power was released, and they attacked the certain place of the light barrier one after another. All the cultivators were secretly frightened and suffocated a breath. They have never seen such a solid formation. It is the best to describe it as solid. Suddenly, the clouds and mist behind the big formation rolled, revealing several figures from inside. Xie Li raised his brows, raised his hands, and motioned everyone to stop. At the next moment, everyone collected their own artifacts, so they could look over there in time, and saw 2 picturesque women standing side by side, and behind the 2 women, there were 3 old men. Looking from their aura, they are all cultivators of the First Order Void Return stage. To be continued.